All right, let's get this thing started.
Burritos. We're talking with burritos. Burritos. We're talking with burritos. Burritos.
Okay, welcome to Talking with Burritos. I'm Jerry, JJ Graham, and joining me today, as always, is Adam. Eli Snyder. Got anything to say, man?
Hi.
You got like a little intro? Yeah, there you go. Hey, Christopher the Ruple.
Chimichangas.
Nice. All right, today we're going to be talking about the, how do you say that again? Wachowskis?
Wachowskis.
Wachowskis.
Is it Wachowskis or Wachowskis? I think it's Wachowskis.
I think
it's Wachowskis, yeah, because the H is kind of like silent or something like
Yeah.
that. We're going to be talking about the Wachowskis. Wachowskis, yes. You know, the infamous writer, directors who, produced, who came up with the concept for the Matrix, that ultra phenomenon back in 19-something, which is like just my all at the time. I love that movie. So, so what about, the Matrix? I think did that set them up for success or failure?
They had a lot of ambition with the Matrix, and I think it could have set them up for so much better if they could have moved past the Matrix to begin with. I think it was a lot of studio meddling that kind of forced them to do more Matrix.
Yeah.
And if they got to do their own thing, maybe they could have, have been bigger, instead of being known as the guys who did the Matrix.
Yeah, because I think it's like one of those lethal weapons, whereas Shane Black just wanted to end it after that first movie. I think this one would have worked just as well, just as one movie. Because what did the second and third one do for it?
Nothing, honestly.
Not a damn thing, really. It just made them a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot more money. Yeah. You don't think it made them money, too? They made a lot.
It was the studio
Coming
who
off.
wanted them to do it, That's
Yeah.
why.
So,
I mean, yeah, it made them money.
yeah.
And, honestly, I mean, at least the second one has one of the coolest action scenes on driving.
True. Yeah, the driving, yeah. The tracking.
Yeah.
The forever tracking shot of them like battling on like cars and trucks and stuff like that. Dope movie. I still loved it. I still like this whole trilogy and everything, but it all resides, everything just like really just corresponds, the first one is the precipice, to come off of. And it's sort of like, and I wrote down like, is it the M. Nightingale effect? Where it's just like, you with that thing that they gave you, but then you disappoint me there. You break my heart thereafter. I don't know, because, M. Night Shyamalan is the same damn thing. He came out with that first one and everyone put him up to that standard. Like, okay, you must surprise us some more. And so I think, the Wachowskis, I think it's pretty much the same thing, where it's like, oh, damn, you made all of this. They innovated some things. They, as far as 3D technology is concerned, and with the bullet time, slowing down time and such, and so they pretty much had to outdo themselves of sorts. And no, I don't know, it just didn't do well. I know, but does that put them on a higher standard? Like, I guess, because you had the Matrix series, you knew you were gonna have that, the 1, 2, and the 3, but
It wasn't supposed to be 3. It was originally intended to be one movie.
It was.
yeah,
And then
just
the
one,
studios
yes.
came to them and made them do the other two.
Wait, did they make them, or did they?
Well,
I can't remember. Did they say that? Oh, if you don't make it, we'll do it because we own the rights to it.
I think that's how it ended up going.
Yeah,
So, I mean, they pretty much forced them into, like, doing the other two.
yeah.
And knowing that time period also, at least it was them doing it, because if it was anyone else, it could have gone really bad.
Oh, it could have been horribly bad.
It could have been Mick
Like-
G bad.
Oh, well, you had to slam the Mig.
He directs music videos. Even though he never did, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. We talked about that. He did not.
Yeah,
ever.
he did not.
But yet he
his
seems
music
like he did, right?
His movies
His
feel like
content.
music videos.
Yeah. So we got that. The Matrix Part 1 was just great. It's just...
It's a fantastic movie.
How many times did you watch it?
as a kid, I remember
Yeah.
Paul and I would watch it a lot. Like, I think, because I don't think, I saw it like maybe once in my adulthood, but as a child, I think I may have watched it like 10 times.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like, within a year.
What about when it first came out, though, in the theater?
We never saw it in the theater. We got it on
okay.
VHS because of our cousin.
Yeah.
He was like, you guys gotta watch this. Here, you can have my copy.
Oh,
And we just fell in love with it. Me and Paul.
I remember mine. When I first watched it, it was my I forgot what birthday it was, but I knew it was my birthday, and it was my day movie, and I had my kids, so I had to go by myself. And I went in, and I guess there was lines before that. That's when Gateway was like the first run.
Yeah.
And before I even worked there, and I went in. It's like I had to sit way up front. Oh no, I was sitting up front, and my neck was broken. But yet, the entire movie, I'm pretty sure I didn't blink.
Shit.
I was just so in love with it. It was just something about it. It just seemed magical to me because back then I was like so into like special effects. That was what I wanted to do. And like as far as my life goals were concerned, because my first experience was watching a movie in a theater. Like my first true memorable one was I cried before in American Tail. I knew that. The Land Before Time, I cried that one
course.
too. But adult movie, like when your dad takes you to like a rated R movie. It was T2. And
Yeah.
and I was just like, and man, I was like, I want to do that. And so when I watched this movie, I was going to school at the time, and I thought, like, man, this is just like magic. Like, how are they doing this? It's so, and plus, I love martial arts, I love kung fu, all that stuff, and it just had everything all wrapped up in one. It just is special effects is extravaganza, and man, I tell you, they could not do any wrong with that. I don't even remember the story
Right?
of the first Matrix.
Like,
Seriously.
everything else overpowers that. The special effects,
So
the action scenes.
I can't even judge it on story. It wasn't until the second and third that you had a storyline, and you were basically like, "What the fuck?
Fuck is this?
Like, make stuff blow up. Don't try to like give me wisdom."
Your wisdom was in the first movie. It's okay.
So yeah, I think pretty much yes. They got bit. They were bitten by the Fame monster.
Oh yeah.
And people just expected a little
Lady
bit too
Gaga
much
bit
of them. Yeah. I just wrote the Fame monster because it's real. If you think about it, we got another monster in the house, the Fame monster. He's just like takes a bite of your soul after you like with them every like studio commitment or something that you do that you're convinced to.
I don't know why, but when I think of the Fame monster, I think of like all the outfits Lady Gaga has ever worn, like conjoined together, being like, "You must be better." Like every time she like disposes of like a new outfit, it grows.
It just grows.
So it's got like the Kermit the Frog dress and the meat dress.
Oh, the meat one. Is the meat all rotted now and stuff too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Curse you, Fame monster.
Like part of the facial is like, pork chop hanging off or something like that.
The Fame monster ruined so many careers.
Yeah, I think so. And that kind of sucks for a lot of people though. That's why I'm glad like Shane Black just bowed out. Mm-hmm. He did it right. He's like, okay, well, if you're going to do this, then I'm not going to be part of it. He wrote it, but he had part in the story. I think he wrote the storyline for it, but then they took the script and they did what they wanted to with it, because they own the rights and stuff. But yet, oh my goodness, wouldn't have, no, I still liked all the other Lethal Weapons, but it still would have been something like, a true statement to just say, you know what? Riggs is dead.
Yeah.
He dies. This is the end of this shit, y'all. Yep. But, that money just, just encourages that Fame monster to rear his head. And it's like, oh, okay, you're famous now. Now do something with it. Produce more of that thing.
Thinking about it, I don't remember a single thing from the third Matrix movie. I think there was like a big fight at the end.
There was.
That's like the only thing I think I can remember.
Which what?
Weren't
They
they?
stormed whatever the name of the city is.
Yeah, it was a biblical thing, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. City of Babel?
no.
I don't remember the name of the city, but yeah,
What's the name of the city?
all the like machines got there, and then
Yes.
they were in their like giant like mechs, and they were like,
that's like-
shooting them down.
That's like the only thing I
And-
remember from that movie.
Was this the scene where Is this the movie too? Also, where they were like dancing and had that all-out underground subterranean party?
Yes, that's
the third one.
That was the third one because that was.
Ooh, Blade.
I want to say that's how the movie started. It was like them in the city, and then it shows like Neo and Trinity, and
then because Jada Pinkett Smith was Lawrence Fishburne's wife, right? In this movie,
yeah.
Yeah, and I think I see them in the club or in their like quote unquote club, like talking or something like that. They walk up to one another. And the invasion happens then when the
that happened closer to the end.
Yes, but yet I think
should have
so.
rewatched them. Rewatched at least the
I'm
last
good.
two, because like
maybe if you watched it now, maybe you might find something, some enjoyment.
or I could fall asleep because Sam had to watch all the Matrix movies for a class.
Oh, yeah.
And she loved the first one, but like as soon as she got to like the second and third one, she's like, these are really boring. I mean, the action's good, but they're boring past that.
Yeah.
And like knowing Sam,
That's true. No, it's just like what we said before. It's just, huh?
Yeah.
Like the first one, you don't really remember the story because you just remember all of the cool stuff.
Yeah,
basically the story was Neo becoming Neo.
Yeah, he had to become the one, but he didn't want to become the one. He didn't want to accept it at the time.
It was so simple.
And then,
it wasn't until the second and third one where they tried to get all introspective and metaphysical, and they started questioning the meaning of life and is there a God out there? And the God ergo and stuff like that. Well, he had the semblance of God. He was all in white and everything was white around him.
Was that the second or the third?
That was the second one.
Okay.
That was the second one when he goes and meets the Oracle, right?
They fucking go like they parodied the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Out of like, if you don't know something that didn't parody it didn't exist.
Yeah, I was gonna say the VMAs did it. They parodied
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I remember
Scary
that one that
Movie
year.
did.
Scary Movie as well. So I guess some people, you remember that scene, just because of all of the ergo, more of that. But
that in the action scene in the cars.
Yeah, gosh darn. Yeah, in our action scene. See, they did have that. That was good. But then, yes, they just started adding more to it. Which,
and in the second one, Neo dies, but Trinity brings him back.
Yes.
And then in the third one, Trinity dies, and Neo's like, "Oh, I can't bring her back." And she's like dead, and
she's like, "Whoa,
yeah,
I'm dead.
I know kung fu."
He does know kung fu.
Doesn't he go
Kung
blind?
Segue. They're starting pre-production on John Wick 2. Yeah, buddy.
I didn't think it did.
Yeah, I just read that the other day.
Wait.
It's getting a sequel.
Yeah, it's getting the sequel.
I didn't think it made
because it did well. No, it did well.
Did it?
Yeah, it did very well.
Yeah,
more than they expected it to. Yeah. And so they're making a second one.
I'm happy.
I know, me too. I love that movie. They're like, oh, there's no story. I'm like, who cares? He goes and he kicks some ass. And they said, and the director was like, oh yeah, we're gonna totally outdo ourselves on this one. I'm like, yes, more Keanu doing martial arts, and that's why I want to do more martial arts nowadays because I think martial arts as a older person is like make you so grounded. It will help you become more grounded. I don't know. I just love martial arts. I'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it with Bruce Lee. What's up? But I think it's just the fame monster, the need to outdo yourself, and a lot of people have to, who else has done that? Whereas they were forced pretty much to try to outdo themselves.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of some people.
Damn, I wish we would have thought about that before.
I know, right?
We would have had it prepared. It was just a question that just came out of nowhere.
Sam Raimi with the Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh, yeah, true.
With the third one, that was very studio execs and fans being like, we want Venom, and him being like, no, I don't want to do Venom.
Yeah. Is that Fame?
Well,
is that Fame Monster?
I would think it's Fame Monster because Venom is big, popular creature.
No, I thought that was more so fanfare.
Fanfare and what's it called? And studio meddling.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Fame Monster would be studio meddling too.
You think?
Because
well, based on your fame,
the studios want
based on the popularity of the movie,
more popular, and they want you to make more money for them.
We got to do more research on that. Maybe on the show notes, I'll include something like that. I'll go back and look and see who, as a director or something, has failed to follow up.
Like, who was smart? Jon Favreau. After he finished Iron Man 1, he was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
they got somebody else to direct the second one, and I think they had somebody else direct the third one.
That is
They
true.
never, yeah.
I hate to be that stick in the mud
Uh-oh.
or that person, but I like the other two Iron Man more than the first one because the first one.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we had
that's
this
'cause it
discussion
was-
before.
It was
Fuck
all
you, come
origin
on.
story, though.
The first one was freaking.
No, there's some things that I'm like.
The first one was
it's a lot of
good.
nitpicking. It's a good movie, yes, but there's a lot of nitpicking that makes me go, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like as much as the other two.
Okay. Oh, okay. But no,
I still think. I mean,
the first one is
it's
still
a good movie. It's a good movie. I will not deny it. But there's just things that I'm like, this is just fanfare.
What about Rush Hour?
Right.
No,
I don't think
I still like 2, so I can't.
I was supposed to say 2 wasn't bad.
Yeah, 2 wasn't bad. It was the third one where you could tell it was kind of...
Yeah, pressured.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're just putting this in here.
Do you think Jackie Chan fell to the fame monster? Because he kept
No.
on doing like kid movies and
Nah,
stuff.
I think it's just because Jackie likes acting.
he's fun.
And he likes being
Yeah,
in movies.
exactly. I just think it's Jackie just doing Jackie. He just wanted to do movies, and so he would do, sign up for whatever. You
Yeah.
could tell that he just had he has a big heart, and so I think those kids movies just really
It's
appeal
like
to him a little bit more because it appealed to his
connecting to-
character.
yeah.
His true character, just being a fun human being
What about
who enjoys life
what
and
about
what he does.
the Fast and the Furious series, like the early stuff? You know,
Ooh, yeah,
that kind of went.
That
like,
did Fame Monster. Yep.
That went.
No,
Fame Monster,
seriously.
and then it
Think
got,
about it. Okay, the first one, huge success.
Yep.
Second one, huh? They tried to. It was like when it was Paul. Right,
Yeah, it was Paul Walker.
Paul Walker and Tyrese,
Yep.
and he's they brought him back because what? Diesel didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and so instead of capping it off and like whatever, we're not gonna do this. Okay, they made the second one, which just failed as far as box office. It didn't do as well. It didn't really fail because they still had people from the fans from the first one who were just interested to see what they could do with this
Like,
one.
they still
it
were
wasn't
able
until
to
the
make
yeah
another one.
yeah, but then the third one.
fucking Tokyo Drift.
Fame Monster just bit them in the ass and just took a big old chunk out of it. And like, we must do it because we want to keep this franchise alive. They just wanted to keep it alive.
And then there was the fourth one, Fast and Furious, which didn't that bring like back almost everybody?
Yeah,
or-
it did.
yeah, it brought back the Diesel,
Yeah,
the Vin Diesel, because you saw him at the end of
No.
3.
But no.
They showed him at the end of 3, right? And then
Yes,
they put him in the
but
4th.
Technically, you could say with the fourth is what brought Paul back because since Vin Diesel was in the third, Paul Walker wasn't in the third.
Yeah, no, it was
So-
they were in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I wish I need to talk. We need to talk Fast and Furious maybe one day. Stop rocking that damn chair. I can hear you squeaking.
come on, Grandpa.
Did you hear it too?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
A couple rocks. Lean with it, rock with it, Adam.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna try to go into it if I could get the song in my head.
Lean with it, rock with it. That's
No, I'm trying to get. You gotta get the beat, man. Don't be white with it. Be with it.
Well, I haven't heard it in forever. So
All right, we'll put that. But yeah. What was I going with that?
then Fast 5. I mean, at least with that one, it got better.
Yeah.
Honestly, Fast 5 was
I like.
really
see,
awesome.
but see, that's an example of where the Fame Monster reeled its ugly head, but then they fought it off.
Yeah.
with just like perseverance. So I'm like, okay, we will survive. This franchise will survive because why? Teaching money. Somebody felt like it could still make us a lot of money, so let's keep it up, because it just appeals to the right demographic. Young people, basically young people, and young adults, and just adults too. That mid,
We'll watch that shit.
that like up to like 35, 40,
You've got
like
males,
male,
pretty much.
yeah,
Male. And even the females, some
even a female
go crazy for that.
Yeah, because
I don't know why I just started thinking about Ronda Rousey, but whatever. Yeah, Ronda.
Adam, stop fucking
Gonna be my
rocking that
crush.
chair.
God damn it, Adam.
We're gonna switch places. Adam.
Throw something at you right now. I'm gonna lock that bitch up next time. I think there's something that you could screw on there
I
to lock
tried
it up.
locking it earlier, but it doesn't work anymore.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go on to the next one. It's Vision Beyond Storytelling. So I guess this goes into like their films being memorable, whereas we were talking about the first one, it was all vision. It's basically vision storytelling, but it's not until they get into storytelling where people start questioning their
Sanity.
not their sanity, but their
Ability to tell a story.
okay, Captain Obvious, motherfucker. Yes, all right, yes, that one.
Okay, his name's not Captain Obvious.
Let's go
it's Captain
into
Squeaky.
because we talked about the matrices, how we just can't remember those, and then let's go on to the one that you wanted to watch but you haven't but you couldn't find it, Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. All I remember from that is just being bright and shiny.
It was pretty.
It looked fucking pretty. That's the thing, man. They hit you with some damn visuals, like pretty. It was great. So they scripted that one themselves or no? Did they write that one?
I think they wrote that.
I think they usually write. They
write almost all.
Yeah,
of
they
the
usually
movies.
write and direct everything.
Yeah.
And even with the adaptation of Cloud Atlas, they did that as well.
Yeah.
Did they do anything between that?
They wrote what's it called? They wrote V for Vendetta, but they didn't direct it.
Oh yeah, and I like that movie.
I did too.
I like the comic more.
Oh no, really? Oh, I haven't read the
I didn't
comic.
read it.
Yeah, read the comic.
But I did like the movie though. That was
yeah.
one me and Mikey, man. True Gigolo. Man, we love that damn movie, but yet no one else did. And I was so upset when I would like go downstairs and not see anyone there. It just did not do well. And who released that one? Was it the
Was that Warner Brothers?
No, was it?
I think it was Warner Brothers.
Wasn't the Weinsteins?
Maybe it could have been Weinstein. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I just
thought
know
it was a
because
big
they have a releasing things at the wrong fucking time.
Yeah, they do.
And so that's the only reason why Grindhouse didn't do well.
Yep.
Easter. That wasn't an Easter movie.
Why would you put that out on Easter?
Against like a family movie? Not smart. It's not smart.
It is not.
No, not Grindhouse. Was it Grindhouse?
Yeah, it was Grindhouse.
It was Grindhouse.
Because
What did they release in October? No, it was Grindhouse. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, Grindhouse is what came
Oh
out
yeah,
in
and then
Easter.
what's his name? What's his name? And had sex, make a porno. That was released during
Second
Halloween.
Make a
It
Porno.
wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even a Halloween movie. Like, don't do that. Come on, you could have pushed that back a few.
Yeah.
Like, that was a bad time to release that one as well. But whatever. That's a segue. But yeah, so and Vision. And so Cloud Atlas, they actually had a script to go from. It was called a novel.
Yep.
I read the book, you didn't, but yet you just watched it and you loved it. I was playing it here when I was sitting down at the computer earlier, and I was just trying looking over. I'm like, okay, but I was still just distracted by the computer. But damn, I love that movie. I love the movie, but yet, as far as adapting it from the book, they did a pretty decent job, because what they did in the book didn't. It's like they jump cut, They had a lot of jump cuts where they, to reference the sequencing, the images, the integral connection of the integral web of time, that they depicted in the book, because in the book it's just sections. It went for chapters, but yet they would still jump. In the movie, you had more jumps that were a little shorter. You didn't dwell too much in expedition here. They would jump, they do this and then they do that to try to like show how everything was connected. How did you feel about that one?
When it started off, it felt kind of like awkward, but after it went on for a while, you start getting used to it.
Yeah.
And it starts, it all comes together,
yeah.
And it makes a beautiful, it quotes a beautiful story.
So what about the story? Did you like the story?
I did enjoy it. Each character's journey. Personally, my favorite one was the 2012 one, the old man.
Yes.
You know that one would be my favorite because it's funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, I cracked up so hard during that one. And then,
Go ahead and refresh my
Cavendish.
memory.
Go ahead and refresh it. Or
Tell other people who may not.
Well,
have seen
what
it.
happened in that one was the older gentleman, Cavendish, is a publisher, and he publishes a book by Tom Hanks' character, who's a bald thug, bald Scottish thug with the most annoying accent. Oh, I'm Tom Hanks.
It was still
funny.
It was still so pleasantly funny. I was like, this is totally over the top, but damn, he pulls it off, man. Oh my goodness. Could you just imagine him as like a villain? Like that would be awesome, right?
It would be.
Because this one he had to play it up, he had to play it up a little bit. But what about when he came out with the Road to Perdition, where he's just like this kind of solemn guy, but man, he pulled it off, and it's like, oh wow, he's a comedian. You know what I'm saying? You would never think with that performance. And I think he could totally make a cool villain. But go ahead.
Well, technically, he kind of played an anti-villain with what's it called in Lady Killers, but that's a story.
True.
For another time.
Yeah. It's still comical though.
Yeah,
he's still playing his
comical,
niche,
but still, bad, he's a bad person.
Yes.
But then they're at like a party, and one of the critics for his book, which is called Knuckle Punch or Knuckle Sandwich or something.
I was just laughing. He just does it. Go ahead.
I'm just going through the story.
Go ahead.
He throws the critic off the building, and that's how his book becomes popular.
Fame monster, dude. Like, it's so crazy, like how even the worst publicity can get you, that it could like propel you into like utter fandom. Oh my goodness, I love that scene because he did it so nonchalant, and then he went back to the bar, ordered a drink.
2 fingers.
While everyone was just staring at him, all just bewitched of sorts, and like, oh, what? Did he just really do that? Like, he just do that, and then you see it too. Yep. He hits the ground, and there's a splat of blood. Oh my goodness,
that's CG blood.
See, so with that movie, they adapted it, so I guess you can kind of say they had their hand in it. But I think actually the writer helped with it as well. I think he had a hand in it too.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I know it was the Wachowskis and the other director who wrote it, but I'm not. I was watching the credits. I can't remember.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool because they actually had 3 different people working on it, and that was a nice mix up of sorts. Could you tell the difference? I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
Yeah, no.
And also, I was watching it on my Kindle on Amazon Video. Product placement. But if
we're not getting paid,
I don't care. I love my Kindle Fire. Yeah. But if you watch it on the Amazon store, it'll actually have an IMDb like quick facts note and tell you who's in the scene and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like,
is that annoying?
No, like you can make it.
Okay, yeah.
But I turned it off every now. Like I would turn it on every now and then, be like, and then it would give you a random fact also.
Yeah.
And like I don't remember any of the random facts.
He was paying attention, you guys.
I was paying attention to the movie, but I was like still interested in seeing, who was in that makeup. Was that Hugo Weaving or was that Hugh Grant? Who was who? And it was kind of obvious who Halle Berry was doing whiteface of.
Who?
She was what's her face's husband from what's it called?
Yeah,
from the Cloud Atlas musical part.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was quite obvious.
Halle Berry in whiteface.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, Bayday, the Korean woman, when she did whiteface.
Yeah, that was horrible. So horrible. But yet, so kind of cool. Yeah. Because back in the day, they would do like trying to mimic Chinese culture and stuff like that in different films and stuff, where you have these like white actresses. They would dress them up to try to look Chinese, and it was totally horrible. So I'm glad that they were able to do that and get that back. And like, look, you see how stupid this look? This is how stupid you look, motherfucker. I don't know. For me, I thought that was like cool. I really enjoyed that little aspect.
For a lot of people, was really
very good, right?
Halle Berry as like the old Asian guy, you could not tell unless you checked the little facts of who she was.
They have a way. They really do. Visually, they have a way. But in with this one, I think it helped them because they had a story to tell.
They did.
They had a story, and they didn't have to concentrate as much on creating it. Coming up with ideas and making it this or that, or to conform it. You have the novel. It's right here. You just got to cut it up.
And you know who we have to thank for bringing this movie together? Natalie Portman. Because she gave a copy of Cloud Atlas, the book, to Lana during V for Vendetta.
Oh,
that was one of the facts. That's actually a fact.
That's a fact.
One of those little trivias.
You remembered something, so that's cool. Yeah. Oh man. But go and check that book out, seriously. And if you haven't, I read the book and listened to the audiobook. Both good. But it's nice because they put different voices. I think they put different voices to some of the actors. They use like I guess 3 different voice actors in this one to narrate it. So it was actually pretty good. It's no World War Z, but it is good.
I'm gonna check it.
I
I'm gonna
recommend
check out
it.
the book for sure.
Yeah, well, definitely. Oh, seriously,
just
man.
because I love this movie. I liked it. Like, I don't know why I didn't see it in theaters. Maybe it's because of the long run time.
Yes, it
could have
was
been just
pretty
because I was
lengthy.
like, oh, this looks that poster. It didn't like that.
What?
I liked the poster, but I was
Poster
like,
was beautiful.
but I was like, this doesn't appeal to me as much.
Yes.
But like now after seeing the movie, I'm like, I like this poster a lot more.
Oh,
You know,
no.
like it made it look like a dystopian movie and a future movie.
Yeah.
And then like
That's what
but
it
it was
was.
so much more.
So much more. Yes,
You know?
exactly.
It was multiple period pieces all in one.
Yes. And on that note, we're gonna go on to
Adam's period.
let's catch up with Adam real quick. Hey, Adam, what's going on over there?
How's Speed Racer?
Oh, did you know that they produced Ninja Assassin?
I knew that. I knew that. I
Oh.
forgot
That's
about
what they
that.
did in
I think
between.
Oh, that's
Speed
what they
Racer
did in
was
between.
on
Speed Racer and
Yeah.
In between
I love that
Matrix
movie.
3
I like
and-
ninjas.
And what's it called?
I like samurais better though, but Ninja Samurai. Oh, that's a topic for another day.
And V for Vendetta was distributed by WB.
Oh, okay. Warner
Told you.
Brothers.
I thought it was Warner Brothers
Good call.
because Vertigo is part of DC, I think, or maybe
Yeah.
be owned by
Oh,
part of
yeah,
it. So that's
correct.
why I was like DC.
It's a DC entity.
Yep.
Alrighty. And so now we'll go to the next one. Whereas, the topic of the story is Adulthood, written and directed by the Wachowskis. And so I wanted to go to and address this like the pseudo adult. Because in my world, it's like kind of like I would think in my life, I would want them to tell my story, and I want it to be told silently. I just want like cool imagery. And because you don't need to know the story. I just need this. You just tell the story with images, in my opinion. So I want to go with this pseudo adult thing. Whereas things aren't always what they seem in my eyes. Whereas like you see, I'm like middle age, 37. Right? Yeah, I'm 37, like
thought it was
old as
67.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So in my thing, I just came up with this idea. It's like, growing up but not getting old. And that's how it kind of feels, because your body's growing and everything like that. But yet, I don't feel old. And I know that's a good thing. That's a great thing. I don't want to feel old because fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think in my idea is like getting old is like when you start just realizing that this is left in this world, in my life. I have this much to look out for. I mean, to look forward to instead of what I can do and what I can accomplish still within my life. I just, nope, I got to look forward to retirement, or I got to look forward to just settling down and doing this. I don't know, but it just seems like nowadays, because even Adam was telling me like, yeah, he's almost 30. He don't
Yeah.
look it, fucking Asian. But
No, just give it 20 years, then he'll just go into full sensei.
full sensei. He can never be a sensei.
Oh, I was like, maybe I'll grow a beard then.
Ooh, yeah.
He's my sensei.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just that that I've been grappling with this. You know how I get sometimes with these little things. I mean, like for a couple of days now, just talking about the pseudo adult, just the person who you just don't feel. You feel your body tells you like, yeah, I'm an adult, but hell, you gotta look at my situation. I got like kids. I got 3 kids and stuff. One is almost about to graduate. One is going to graduate this year. So but yet I don't feel it because yes, we had her at a very young age, and so part of the pseudo adult comes into like some of the studies are that one of the studies is like for children who like for like grown-ups who as a child had to raise their siblings. There was this one story of this one lady. She had to raise she remembered times where her mother left her at 4 years old to care for her 1-year-old brother. And she did that on, so it's basically like, being forced to grow up before you grow up, as still with, with them being young. And then as you get older, things kind of become easier, and you're able to come out your shell more and stuff. But as a kid, everything was like pretty much you had to grow up as a kid. That now you've been growing up for so long, you can not kind of release a little bit of that childlike belief or optimism that you weren't able to do before. I don't know.
I think I got an example of that for me. Because, one day I was just going through Target, then I happened to come by the clearance section. And I happened to see half off sock and boppers. And I'm like, 5-year-old me is saying yes.
Exactly.
But I
That's
still got
exactly it. Yeah.
I bought 2. One set for me, one set for Sam.
Yeah. So I was thinking like that. You know how I'm always like trying to find out the meaning of the of this, that, or whatever. And I was thinking like, okay, well, yeah, same damn thing. And we still play video games and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people do. A lot of people sit around and they play video games and stuff. And recently, my wife was telling me about her niece, who complained, or who just like Monday was telling her that come in a couple weeks or come sometime next year, next month, I don't know, that she's gonna pack up and she's gonna move, or she's gonna leave her husband and bring the 3 kids back to Arizona and stuff. And I was thinking, huh? And because one of her complaints is that her husband, who he works in a factory, but he works a lot, brings home the money and stuff like that. But when he comes home, he goes straight to video games and he plays video games and stuff pretty much the entire night. And granted, I understand her complaint. Well, when is my free time? Because you raise kids and she's at home all day. She's a stay at home mom, and so she raises the kids. So where is my free time? Understandable. Yeah. But then I was thinking about that and like, wow, okay. So he just comes home and plays video games, but yet that part of him just wants to unwind, and that's his outlet is to play video games and stuff, which I don't think necessarily it's a cause for divorce.
No, I don't.
I think
so
that you can compromise. Like, come on, like let him play the games. That's cool. But then maybe a couple of days a week, you go and do something, he'll, I don't know. I think, I just think that it just hit me as I started thinking about this, like, wow, that's a little bit of a child in him. Whereas like, he's 30, maybe might be 30 or late 20s. And it's like, he just wants to come home and play video games.
Just come down, unwind after working a hard day's work,
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just think, and then also it's like still thinking like, the world is your oyster. As kids, you're told that. Mm-hmm. You're pretty much told that, you can do whatever. But what do they tell you as adults?
Carpe diem. Seize the day, every day.
Maybe. Is that what they tell you?
No.
That's only
what I tell. That's what I tell my nephew, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool to tell your nephew that. I'm going to use that one. But, what do they tell us as adults? Seriously,
get back to
think
work.
About it. Yeah, basically, get back to work. Because that's our frame of mind. We think we have to go back to work. We have to do this. We have to pay our bills and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so the pseudo adult, and I think in my sense, it's like I do those things. I'm a responsible human being. I really am. I'm more responsible than a lot of freaking people I know. Still with my wife after all these damn years. What, almost 15? No, 15, 19. Or 19 next year would be like 20. Oh, good Lord. But, because, we started out young and stuff like that. But, I still feel that. And I think that in this podcast and all this stuff is a bit of it. Because I think, because I was thinking about the fountain of youth. I was like, what is that? Maybe we're looking in the wrong place, because back in the day, you remember those expeditions? Mm-hmm. They used to go on expeditions. It's like the fucking city of gold. I got this cool book on it to reference it in the show notes. But, but people used to actually, those Spanish sailors and stuff, they used to actually go and look for this damn mythical
El Dorado, found it.
Yeah.
There's expeditions for these fictional things, whether it's to stay young forever or become rich.
Yeah, was it? Yeah. So it's like, what? A lot of people died during those things.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, so I was thinking about like, this whole like the idea of the fountain of youth. And as we sit here, we talk about different things. I'm thinking like, what is in creativity? What was I reading something? Or was I speaking to you guys? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm thinking like, it's within creativity and within dreams and stuff like that. And I don't know. For some reason, I think creativity is to me is childish. It would seem childish because it's a part of you who is when you dream. Create, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can envision things and then you create them, and I think that's part of like a piece of us and a piece of our child, of the child in us, where Whereas even as adults, if you adapt that, you're always thinking ahead. You're always thinking that, okay, this could happen. It may or may not defeat logic, but yet you know that it can happen, and so then you pursue it. Because as kids, once you get on something, you get fixated on something, boom, you'll bend all hell and earth just to try to get it because you really want it. Because a lot of people tell you, you can have it, you can take it, you can do this. I don't know. This is me thinking.
When you were talking about that fountain of youth, I'm almost thinking of it as like a metaphor for being a legend, living on without, you don't have to live on through that, but you live on through another way. Almost.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like Book of Life, where as long as someone remembers you, you're living a good afterlife.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're forgotten, you go to a shitty place.
Yeah. But yeah, that's in a different retrospect. I'm talking about in reference to like the pseudo adult.
Yeah.
It's like us. So like us here, you know what I'm saying? We basically doing something that we want to do.
Hey, giant man child over there, you talk about this.
Whereas we don't like. Yeah.
Oh no, you're turning 27.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean? Just because I play video games and watch anime? Yeah, I don't think I'll ever grow up.
Yeah, see? You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I mean, I'll be responsible. I'll go to work. I'll do my thing. I'll pay my bills.
Do your taxes.
Is there any faults in that, though?
I don't think there is.
But see, when does that hit, though? Because I don't know, maybe because we watch movies and stuff like that, and you watch like Family Ties, you watch you watch, well, fuck you. You watch the like Cosby's, you watch.
Why'd you say fuck you?
You see like a lot of these like TV dads and different things like that. And you think like the Wonder Years or like fucking Malcolm in the Middle, and all these shows, these depictions of these fathers are totally different. Whereas they're a little bit more grounded. They're more grounded in like just the family, like the responsibility of earning and providing for the family, rather than you see. And every once in a while, you get that one gem, that one person who just wants to be creative. I think that's why I really like Man Up. Because that TV show is short lived. Go check it out on Hulu. Still, fucking great show, but yet it's just these grown ups. Kind of just, they have grown up jobs and everything else, but yet they sit around, they play video games, and they just do stupid shit because they still have like a childlike mentality, but yet they're still responsible adults, still can carry on a good life, is a respectable life and stuff. But I don't know. It's just one of these things I grapple with in a long time because I graduated college years ago, and I could, my whole thing was like, oh, let's go do. Oh shit. Okay, let's go do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got to go and get a job now. Really? And for a long time, I was like doing that. I was like, okay, well, let's start applying, and maybe I will go get a job at a graphic design firm or something like that. But it never really appealed to me. But to go, because I never. I think because I wanted to create, but I didn't want to create under someone else's umbrella. Because I love design and love doing all that stuff, but I hate when people telling me the ones that designed this for me. It's like I just like to do it. If you just gave me free range, you're like, be creative and go do this for me. But yet, it comes with a certain amount of standards. You have to do this under this, and it's part of the job. It's cool. I can do it, but it just never did appeal to me that much. And then I had a couple of kids, and I just like decided, okay, I'll do this. I'll be dad during the day, and then at night, go to work. But wow, as I'm typing that out, I'm thinking a lot of this comes from that. Even this podcast and, doing like all the things I want to do now. It comes from like being so restricted earlier on. Whereas, because even then, once I had a kid, once Aaliyah was in school, my oldest, once she was in school and I graduated from college, what did I do? I started writing. I started doing something I never really did in my life. I just started because I wanted to create and I wanted to tell stories. And so I was like, I'm going to write screenplays. And so I started writing. And then we had 2 more kids. And what happens? The writing stopped. And then I raised the final one. He's like 5 or something. Then he has to go to school. He's like 6. Oh, yeah, I'll tell them 6. And he goes to school. And then boom. Next thing you know, creating again. I had this overwhelming urge to create more, and I don't know. It all coincides, and it all doesn't seem like, wow, these kids are getting older. But what the hell are you doing? because it's not like I'm like a horrible person. I'm not. I'm still. I work and bring home money and stuff like that. I'm responsible. I take care of kids and stuff. But yet, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. It's weird.
That's what I always thought about people who like make cartoons, because I was like, they're grown up. It's not like children are making cartoons.
Yeah.
And I was like, they have to embrace their inner child to be able to create this cartoon.
And they have fun doing it. And I think that's all where it lies in, It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just grapple
Maybe
with
there's
that.
a Dr. Seuss quote out there that might define what we're talking about.
Well, I just grapple with that, And so, so I started thinking about that pseudo adult. Started thinking about this podcast, and so that became like the tagline: "Is just growing up and not getting old." And it's and that I think that just enables us, that frame of mind, just who we are, to just come over here and like talk about movies and stuff that we're passionate about, because usually as you get older, your passion dies. That's the truth, for some people. And I think that passion can actually keep you alive if you because if you ever like seen somebody like who's in a job for like 50 years or something like that they love, and then once they quit that job or something, next thing you know, boom, you get a notice that they're dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's a trope right there.
yeah, it happens. It really does. Just do some research. Just pay attention. You'll see sometimes somebody retires from something, and it's like, okay, yeah, they did this for years, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he had a heart attack last week. Like, what the fuck? I think it happened with what's that dude, the newscaster, Brian? Not Brian. He was an old dude on 2020, I think. What was he? 60 Minutes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I think once he retired, it wasn't like 2-3 months later he passed away.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And he lived there for that show. He was on that show forever. I can't remember, but yeah, it's so weird.
Just don't let your passion die.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think all of us, just pursue something that'll make you happy in life, and just embrace that inner child, But I guess sometimes situations they're a little bit more terse, a little bit more difficult for some people where they just can't. So you have to push that shit aside and like, okay, I can't do this. I can't grab that into you. It's like J.K. Rowling. She was like fucking like poor and living on the welfare system out there and stuff, and she just decided to pick up her pen and start writing and stuff. Something that she was very passionate about, and then look what happened. That girl is rich.
She created a monster.
She is rich.
Created a monster.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm thinking,
wait. J.K. Rowling, I think, has gotten bitten by the fame monster, because ever since Harry Potter stopped, she can't seem to get that right thing,
Well,
and now she has to write Harry Potter to keep it alive.
I think she's writing underneath that one guy, that alias. That pseudonym?
Yeah, she has a pen
Yeah,
name.
she's still writing. She's just came out with a second book under this detective novel type thing. It's like Sylph Gilabraltar or whatever, and then she's coming out with a second one. She's done like 3 titles like under pseudonyms. So she's still writing, so that's great. But yet,
having to hide from it though and have a surname, that's kind of
no.
I think it's
she
still
said
that
something about just that was just her choice. Okay. She didn't want people to buy her books and stuff based on her name. She wanted to prove herself as a writer. She just wanted to
avoid the
people.
Monster.
Yeah,
Just
and
like,
a lot of people. It's weird because a lot of people started. A lot of people read those books and they were like, something sounds familiar about her style of writing, and so that's what tipped some people off. Like, wait, this the way she formulates these sentences. Writes these sentences, or puts together these sentences, or whatever. How they sounded like Harry, like how the Harry Potter novels or something like. It sounds like J.K. Rowling, and so then
Stephen
gigs
King's
it up.
son did that also, didn't he? Like he didn't want to use his dad's name.
Yeah, he did. But then he came back as Joe King.
Yeah.
He because it's Joseph, and so he Joe King. But yet, I heard that damn novel is dope.
Wait.
The one that he just came out with.
I'm not done with the Harry Potter thing.
Oh, okay, go
the
ahead.
Harry Potter movies, though, like not the initial anthology. That I love all 8 movies. I'm talking about the new one that they're going to be making that does not need to exist.
He was at that monster one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mythical creatures and monsters and such.
If it turns out,
I don't understand what the fuck that is. So
I'm just saying that's a fame monster movie.
you think?
Waiting to happen.
No, I think she had wrote that, but then somebody else, studios, is like, "Hey, can we make this into a movie?"
Exactly. That's the Fame Monster Studios.
Well, yeah, okay. So that's the fame monster over, just the overseers, the overlords.
Yes. That goes in and tries to rough up the guys.
Yeah,
Make
happens
sure they get it.
happens in music too, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say, you gotta make this album just like the last one. Really?
Or they'll tell
I
them,
like Pink when she was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, they're like, you signed up for
Did
like
she drop her
7
label that one time?
Uh-huh.
After that first one, she's like, "I'm not doing that." They wanted her to do more pop stuff.
Yeah.
And sound like a Britney Spears. And so she's like, no. And she went on and did her own damn thing. And people respected her for that. It didn't sound like anything else. And she was raw and she was uncut. It's like, whatever. You gotta love it. But I don't know. That's where my head was at. I don't know, because I think it's just, having fun, and I get joy from it, from just doing this and stuff, and it does just encourage me to create more, and it just, it gives you a good feeling though in my eyes. Even if it's just creating a little podcast show where we just sit down and talk, and we talk nerd, we talk geek, we talk whatever you want to call it, about the things that we're passionate about. We like movies, we like what? We like music, and like everything. We like a lot of things, and it's all.
We like ladies.
Yeah, I only like one lady, and Ronda Rousey, I like her too.
And not Rosario Dawson. No.
Oh wait, no, wait, Rosario Dawson.
Charlize Theron.
Hey, Charlize Theron too. No, I was kidding. I like all of them. No, just kidding. Only one. My wife. Yeah,
he's only saying it because she's listening.
All right. So, anything else, you people? So?
Go watch Cloud Atlas.
Yeah, please go. I was just gonna do my thing where I just interject and say that's the end. Now that's it. Talking with Burritos. I am Jerry JJ Graham.
I am Adam A. Snyder.
I'm Chris the Rupel.
And that's a wrap, but not a burrito.